Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump have taken their dispute over race to their advertising campaigns. Today, Clinton released a paid television ad in 4 battleground states accusing Trump of being racially insensitive and of discrimination as an apartment landlord. Trump is firing back with a video of his own recalling Clinton's use of the term super predators in the 1990s, and then the passage of President Bill Clinton's crime bill, which many believe led to incarceration of African Americans. 11 Alive political analysts LaDawn Jones and Mike are here to discuss the latest volley from the presidential candidates. I can't say that we're surprised by this, but it is a curious collection of accusing each other of being not nice and insensitive toward minorities in this country.
Absolutely. Well, I think that one is a way for Trump to take away some attention from Hillary, and it's actually a classic move. Whenever you are accused of racism, the easiest way to get out the conversation is to accuse the other person. They go on the defensive to go about their background, and instead of addressing all of those things that make you may stand out as a bigot yourself.
Mike, I've seen a lot of polling depending on what you believe is correct at this point, but there are very few African Americans that are supporting Donald Trump at this point, no matter what he says, and the issue with Latinos also remains a very hard sell.
African Americans start out supporting Democratic candidates 90 to 95% of the time, no matter who that Democrat candidate is. That Donald Trump is getting, I think I saw 4% support among African Americans, is almost a rounding error. But I think LaDawn was right. The classic move is to call someone a racist. And the strategy from each camp is to try to make this race about the other person. These are two deeply unpopular candidates. Disapproval ratings in the high 50s, low 60s for both of them.
And now there's a larger issue for Republicans of concern. For the first time, we are seeing some numbers. They could lose the Senate.
Absolutely. Well, we're starting to see that change, and if the Democrats were to pick up about 10 or 11 seats, they would be able to make that huge change. And I believe what we're going to see is a lot of Republicans who just want to stay home. They do not want to be connected with Donald Trump. They just cannot get behind his message. And other than that small group, it's not going to be enough to hold them together.
Mike, I saw an interview with Doug Richards with you where you were one of those Republicans who right now is just trying to get yourself to the point where you can support Trump. That may or may not happen.
Well, the only thing I know for certain is that I will not vote for Hillary Clinton. I might vote for the Libertarian. I might leave that part of the ballot blank.
Gary Johnson doesn't sound much like a Republican.
No, he doesn't. But he's still not Hillary Clinton, which at this point is, I'll settle for that. Can Donald Trump win? This is politics. 73 days now until the election. Anything can happen during those 73 days, whether it's a national tragedy like the San Bernardino shooting or the Reichstag fire, you name it. Anything could propel him to victory. We just have to wait and see.
Seconds left. Do you think that Hillary's on track at this point?
I think she's on track, but I'm hoping that her campaign will really look to reach out to not just the base. She's going to need to engage and excite some people, because there's going to be a lot of folks who just, I don't want to vote for either one of them. She's going to have to make sure that she can get people to the polls and excited. On the other side, we have Donald Trump, who had a national tragedy. He went down to Baton Rouge, and he was able to help out for all of 54 seconds before he was over it, right? So maybe something like that may push Hillary over the edge.
54 more seconds than Hillary Clinton has.
Well, we may have a lot of disagreements here, but one thing we're both, all of us are together on, 74 days away from Election Day. Not that far.
That's right. It's going to, and I think it's just starting to get exciting.
All right, LaDawn, Mike, thank you. Have a great weekend, guys.
Thanks very much.
All right. Interesting stuff, Jeff.